Why do Alaskan volcanoes erupt so often? By Dan Joling. In this photo, taken May 26, 2009, people dig for razor clams on the beach of Ninilchik, Alaska, as Redoubt volcano vents steam on the other side of the Cook Inlet. A volcano in Alaska's Aleutian Islands has erupted 10 times in less than a month. Experts say more eruptions are possible. Bogoslov volcano has sent up significant ash clouds. They have reached as high as 35,000 feet. The Alaska Volcano Observatory is a joint program. It is between the U.S. Geological Survey and the University of Alaska Fairbanks. The observatory says 90 volcanoes have been active within the last 10,000 years. They could erupt again. More than 50 have been active since about 1760. That is when record keeping began. Like Bogoslov, most are on the 1,550-mile-long Aleutian Arc, the area from the northern portion of the Pacific Ring of Fire. The area forms the northern portion of the Pacific Ring of Fire. The ring is a horseshoe-shaped zone around the Pacific Ocean. It is where frequent earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur. Volcanoes in Alaska erupt regularly. Pavlov volcano sent up ash clouds in 2013. Cleveland volcano blew in December 2011. Redoubt volcano, which is 100 miles southwest of Anchorage, blew in March 2009. Redoubt dropped ash during the medal ceremony of the U.S. Ski Championships. These were held at Alaska Resort in Girdwood. Some volcanoes erupt and spit out additional ash intermittently for weeks. That's what Bogoslov seems to be doing. The Alaska Volcano Observatory was formed in response to the 1986 eruption of Mount Augustine. The observatory has tools to predict eruptions. As magma moves beneath a volcano before an eruption, it often generates earthquakes. They swell the surface of a mountain. They also increase the gases emitted. The observatory samples the gases. It also measures earthquake activity and watches for landscape deformities. The observatory uses mathematical models. These forecast how fast ash particles will be transported in the atmosphere and to determine where ash could fall. The observatory runs the models when it detects that a volcano might erupt. It also updates them when they blow. What makes Alaska volcanoes so dangerous? Volcanoes in Hawaii ooze lava, but volcanoes in Alaska tend to explode. Instead of Red River of lava, Alaska volcanoes typically shoot up ash up to 50,000 feet. That is more than 9 miles. The ash reaches the jet streams of airplanes. That ash is not the kind you left after a campfire. Instead, it's a rough kind of rock fragment. The fragments have jagged edges. It is so rough that it has been used as an abrasive to polish metals. Ash can injure skin, eyes, and breathing passages. The young, the elderly, and people with breathing problems like asthma are especially prone. Ash under a windshield wiper can scratch glass. However, most volcanoes are far from communities, so ashfall that requires breathing masks or new air filters on a car is infrequent. USGS geophysicist John Power once likened flying through an ash cloud to flying into a sandblaster. Ash can scrape the moving parts of jet engines, such as turbine blades. However, ash on hot parts of a jet engine is potentially more dangerous. This is according to the observatory. The engines operate near the melting temperature of volcanic ash. Ash can clog fuel nozzles, combustor, and turbine parts, causing the engines to fail completely, the observatory stated. The observatory estimates that more than 30,000 people per day fly on routes downwind of Aleutian volcanoes. These are along great routes between Europe, North America, and Asia that could be affected. Airlines get alerted when ash cloud rises above 20,000 feet. The jet stream can carry ash for hundreds of miles. Ash from Kasatochi volcano in August 2008 blew all the way to Montana. Redoubt volcano blew on December 15, 1989. It sent ash 150 miles away. Some of it went into the path of a KLM jet carrying 231 passengers. Its four engines flamed out. As the crew tried to restart the engines, smoke and strong odor of sulfur filled the cockpit and cabin. The jet dropped more than 2 miles from 27,900 feet to 13,300 feet. The crew finally was able to restart all engines. The plane landed safely at Anchorage. So what are the chances for a major catastrophic eruption? That's always a possibility, but big eruptions have early warning signals, said USGS research geophysicist Chris Way-Thomas. That just doesn't happen in 20 minutes. Months of below-ground unrest happen before a major eruption. The Alaska Volcano Observatory, Way-Thomas said, likely would be tipped off by movement of the huge volume of magma involved. It has to break a lot of rock to get to the surface, he said. We know it's coming. Number 1. Which sentences from the text best show that ash puts airplanes in danger? Choose 2 answers. A. That ash is not the kind you left after a campfire. B. The jet dropped more than 2 miles from 27,900 feet to 13,300 feet. C. The observatory estimates that more than 30,000 people per day fly on the routes downwind of Aleutian volcanoes. D. However, ash on hot parts of a jet engine is potentially more dangerous. E. These are along great routes between Europe, North America, and Asia that could be affected. F. Ash can clog fuel nozzles, combustor, and turbine parts, causing the engines to fail completely, the observatory stated. Number 2. Read a sentence from the text. Some volcanoes erupt and spit out additional ash intermittently for weeks. That's what Bogoslov seemed to be doing. What does the word intermittently most likely mean? A. Randomly. B. Violently. C. Powerfully. D. Constantly. Number 3. Which sentence best summarizes the central idea of the text? A. Alaskan volcanoes erupt frequently and scientists at an observatory study them to keep people safe. B. While Alaskan volcanoes are more likely to erupt, they are less dangerous than Hawaiian volcanoes. C. Volcanoes are very dangerous and can throw ash 50,000 feet into the air. D. Scientists are baffled why volcanoes in the Aleutian arc erupt so often. Number 4. Which detail from the text best supports your answer in question 3? A. Alaskan volcanoes tend to explode, but Hawaiian volcanoes ooze lava. B. When a plane flew through ash, it dropped 2 miles and nearly crashed. C. The Alaska Volcano Observatory monitors volcanoes' activity. D. Most Alaskans live far away from the Aleutian Arc and are not in danger.